Hi everyone. Wanted to focus on in-person interviews today. So there was a recent article about the added importance of in-person interviews since with the rise of AI, with the a rise of fake things out there. They want to know, employers want to know that you're real and that you're going to be able to come into the office, since a lot of folks have to go into the office now, and you're a real person and you're going to get the job done, and everyone's going to enjoy working with you. So the human aspects of work are as important as ever now, of course. And the in-person interview, the in-person round is where they really suss that out. Okay, so in my experience, I want to share in all my time doing recruiting. When we get to the in-person interview, you have to know that the company is extremely serious about you, right? So they're very serious. They wouldn't invest their time or their resources to bring you in unless they actually thought that we think this person can get the job. However, it doesn't mean that you can relax into it, because usually their goal is to bring in more than one person to in-person interviews. Oftentimes two, three, four, sometimes more, depending on the role. So usually you have a good percent chance of getting an offer at this point, but it's probably likely still below 50%, and it might be below 25%, depending on how many people are left. So you have to take it very seriously, and you do need to outperform at this point, since this is likely one of the last data points, maybe in addition to reference checks, where they're going to look at your candidacy. So I want to give you a few quick pointers so you can stand out in the in-person interview. First is make sure you arrive early, but not too early. So if you need to, check out online where it is, check out parking. Don't put yourself in any scary time situation. My recommendation is get to the parking lot and park maybe 20 minutes early, 15 minutes early. You can run over a couple things about the company before you go in. You can get there 30 minutes early, but put yourself in a position where you can easily walk over just a little before your start. Okay, so my suggestion then is arrive no more than 10 minutes. So about 5 minutes before your first interview. Don't arrive right on time. I'd say 5 minutes is perfect, 10 minutes max before the interview, or the round of interviews, if you will. And here's another tip that most people don't do. Bring a nice folder and bring a copy of your resume, a clean copy on nice paper. Bring multiple copies depending on how many people you're meeting, and also bring a notebook with a pen. It looks really good when you're taking notes, even if you're writing a bunch of gibberish. They'll notice if one person's taking notes and the other person's just kind of sitting back. It shows one of them cares and is really trying to understand questions or take things down about the company, whatever it is. And then make sure you bring questions for each person, right? You should probably have them in your head. My suggestion is do some research on each person that you're about to meet, and think about maybe one unique question for each person, right? So do a little research on, if you're interviewing with Joe later that day, find out Joe's background at the company, so you go in and your question is pointed towards Joe specifically. And if anyone, maybe you find out on LinkedIn or something, has a hobby that's the same hobby that you do, or you went to the same school, definitely bring it up. It shows you did your research. These are the little things that can get you past the post. All right. So finally, when you leave, you're polite the whole way through, and when you leave, be ready to send a thank you email that evening. Okay. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't wait till the next day, and I wouldn't do it like 5 minutes after, but do it a couple hours to that evening. Do it the same day and send a nice email. You don't have to send it to everyone, but send it to the recruiter, for example, that's helping you, and you can just thank everyone that you met, through that and say, please forward my thanks to everyone. That's an easy way to do it. If you're only meeting 2 or 3 people, then you can send an individual thank you to each person. Nothing flowery, just a nice short, thanks for your time, appreciate you hosting me, and appreciate the interview. You can always give a little personal thing in that thank you note too. So these are all these little touches that help, since this is really the final stage. So it goes without being said, dress appropriately. I think everyone knows this now. Dress appropriately for that workplace. I always usually recommend dress slightly above what their workplace is. So if it's very casual, then you can go in a bit dress casual, but not too dressy, right? And if they're dressy casual, then just go slightly more on the dressy side. All right. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I would love to hear. But I hope this is helpful and gives you some tips from my experience, and really what helps kind of get the folks past the post that are getting into the final interview, since some people don't come in prepared, some people don't come in on time, and some people don't do the little things that show that they really care.